I'm Shelly Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a blog to your responsive website. So as you can see, I'm on my dashboard and I'm going to go to Builders, drag and drop Responsive Builder, and I'm going to create a new responsive site. I'm going to choose Blank Page, and then I'm going to choose the first blank page, which is listed as blank page number 010. I'm just going to click Edit. Then I'm going to click No, I Know Everything. And as you can see, I'm on a blank page template. It has the very basic information in there that you need to get started. Let's go ahead and check at our pages and see exactly what pages we have in this template. So I'm going to click the Page button, the arrow that's on the layout. And as you can see, I've got one page, which is the home page. That's important to remember, because when we add our blog, it's going to add some more pages to our website. So I'm going to close that window, and now we're going to see exactly how to add a blog. So down at the very bottom of that menu on the left-hand side, there's an item that says beta, and that icon kind of looks like it might be a newspaper or a blog. It actually is our blog icon. So let's go ahead and click it, and we have the option to add a blog. Now, before we can add a blog, it's really important to remember that we save our website. So I'm going to go to the top right-hand side, and I'm going to save our site and give it a name. Click Send and Save. And now I'm ready to add my blog. So all I do is click Add Blog, and it asks me which layout do I want to add the blog to. If you have a website with multiple layouts, you can pick where you want your blog to be. I only have one layout in this website, so I'm going to click that layout, get the white check mark there, and click Save. And now in the background, it's actually added that blog by adding a few pages to my website. So let's take a look at the pages that it added. I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to go over here to the page icon. I'm going to go into my layout and click the arrow. And now you can see that not only do I have the home page, but I now also have a news page and a blog page. So let's look at the news page, and you'll see that it has taken the newest blog post and put that on the news page. And if I go into the blog page, you see that that is the location of all of my posts. So let's take a look at how we can do some configuring to change the look of this blog to match the design of our website. So I'm going to close this window here, and I'm on the blog page. You can see that by this top little area here. And on the blog page, I'm going to right-click the actual blog, and this is where I can change some settings. The first thing I want to show you is that you can designate the width of the blog. So where it has column as a size 8, I can choose to make that a size 6, and it will actually shrink down that column a little bit smaller, but it is kind of small, so the text looks kind of funny. So let's go ahead and right click it again, and I'm going to change it to a 12, which means it'll go all the way across the column. And now you can see it's got a bigger picture, it's got a little bit bigger area for that description of the blog post, but I think I like kind of somewhere in the middle, so I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to make it an 8. The reason that I like it an 8 is because now I have this space right here to go ahead and put more advertising or more information on my blog so that I can really add some value to that page. So I'm not only giving information for my blog post, but I can put in here a sign up area for my newsletter, an advertisement for one of my products, an invitation to a website. So that gives you a little bit extra room to work with, along with having your blog on that page. The next thing I want to show you, I'm going to right click, and I can choose how I want the design to look inside that column. So if I choose the first item, you'll see that it's got a picture that goes all the way across the column, and then the description is below it along with the read more button. If I right click and choose the second design, I can see that there are smaller pictures with the summary of the blog on the right hand side. If I right click it again and go to the third design, I can see there are smaller pictures with the blog post underneath it. So lots of different designs that you can choose from. I like the second one, so I'm going to choose the second one and leave it that way. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is to right click, and you can choose to configure your blog. So I'm going to choose configure, and this allows you to design how you want your blog to look. So here you can check mark or uncheck the items that you want to show in your blog. So if you don't want to show the date, you can actually uncheck that. So if you notice right here, I've got the date. I'm going to uncheck show date, and I'm going to click confirm. And now I've got everything staying the same, but in that area where we had the date, we don't have the date anymore. To get it back, I just right click it, go to configure, and check mark the date, and then confirm, and it puts the date right back in there. So I can choose to take out several things. Let's take a look at what we can take out. We can take out the date, we can take out the time, we can take out the author, we can remove all the categories, we can even remove showing that button. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to uncheck show button and click confirm. And now you see that the read more button is actually gone. If I want it back, I just right click and go to configure, and I can show that button again. And along with showing that button, you get to choose what that button says by entering what it says right here in this area where it says read more. And then I can also choose to add an icon to the button just to kind of give the button a little bit more personality. The next thing I want to show you is the amount of news. You can choose to show 3 posts, or you can decrease or increase that to show more posts or less posts on your blog page. So that is how you configure. Let's right click again, and we'll look at the feed background. So if I want to change the feed background, I just click that, and now I can choose what that background is going to look like in my blog feed. So I can choose a color. Let's go ahead and click that, and we'll choose a blue background. So I'm going to click blue, and you can see how immediately the background changed to blue. If I wanted to add a little bit of texture to that, I can click the texture button. There's several options available. I'm going to choose the big polka dots. And you can see in the background, very difficult to see the lettering now, but you can see that I added those polka dots and the blue background. To change that again and get rid of the formatting we just did, I right click, go to feed background, and click clear style. And that will take me all the way back to where I started, and I can choose some other colors and kind of test them. Now the last thing I want to show you, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to customization. And in here we've got a lot of areas that we can customize. So you'll want to go through each one of these individually, but just to give you an example, the first area here is categories and tags, which are these items right here. So I can click that area, and it opens up some really neat options to format your category area. So if I wanted to change to a larger font, right here is the size. I can click to increase the font, and you can see that the size goes up, or I can click it and decrease the size. I can also change the color. So if I click on this button, I can change it to a purple, and you can see the outline is now changed to a purple. I can also change this outline from a solid to a dashed. See how that's changed to dashed? And then the text itself is blue. I can click this blue button, and I can change the text to any color I want, possibly a red. And now you can see how I'm changing that category area. So each of these areas, title news, news date, news author style, news text, go through and test all those and see exactly how it changes each area of your newsfeed, so you can make it really match your website and there's continuity in your website. That's how you customize your blog page. Now let's look at our other page so you can see how you can customize that and do some other neat things. So I'm going to go to page and then click the arrow, and we're on the blog page. Let's go to the news page. Now in order to make some changes here, I can right click. I can choose the width of the column. Right now it's at an 8, and it's got a column to the left and a column to the right. So it's right in the center of this page. That's the way I like it, so I'm going to leave it that way. I'm also going to click configure, and this is where I can again choose whether I want to show the date, the time, the author. I can show the categories, and or I can show the tags. So all of those are things that you can play with to see how you want it to look on your site. The next thing I want to show you is right click and go to background of a single post. When you do that, you get the same thing that we got on the other page. It's just that now you get to change the background for a single post. So again, I can click the color and change the background, and I can even add a texture. So you can see how all that's changed. If you make a change and you don't like the way it looks, all you have to do is click Clear Style, and you can start all over again. And then the last thing I want to show you is the customization. In this area, you've got a few less things to customize on a single post, but it works the same way. You click Categories and Tags, and you can edit that area and make it look exactly the way you want it to match your website. So play with those a little bit and see how you can make those configurations to make your website really look good. The next thing I want to show you is how to do some extra things with the entire blog. So I'm going to go back to my blog icon on my menu. And when you add a blog, you get a brand new set of things that you can do. So you can click Blog Manager. And this allows you to manage your blog when you're looking at all of the news, the published news. It lets you keep track of drafts that you haven't published yet. You can schedule a blog to publish on a certain day. You can create new categories to give your blog, so you can start to separate out blogs into groups. And you can create tags to be able to separate your blogs out into groups of posts. So play with those and definitely see how you can manipulate everything to make your blog look really good. So that's your blog manager. The next thing I want to show you is how to transfer a blog. Now this is for when you have your blog in one layout and you want to move it to another layout. For example, if you've got a blog in a public area and you want to move that blog to a private protected area, you can transfer the blog. You just click Transfer Blog and you decide which layout you want to put it in, and then you click Save, and it will move the blog pages over to that layout. The next area is Deactivate Blog. This is if you want to not make your blog available to the public anymore. So you click Deactivate, and it's going to say you have to save. So let's go ahead and save again. And now it's saved all of our changes that we made. So I'm going to go to Deactivate Blog, and it's going to ask, are you sure? You're going to click Confirm. And what that does is it kind of hides the blog from wherever you have it in your website so no one can see it. And then at any time when you're ready to make that blog public again, you can make it public. So right now it's deactivated. If I go to Pages and then I click my arrow, you'll see that the only page showing is the home page. It's not showing those other two blog pages because the blog has been deactivated. So now let's go back to our blog icon, and you have the option to reactivate the blog. Let's go ahead and reactivate it. And I'm going to click Confirm. And now we should have our blog back in our page list. So let's go ahead and click the page icon, and we'll go into the layout. And now you see that not only is the home page there, but our news page and our blog page is back into our layout. So let's go back to our blog icon. We've got one more thing that we want to look at, which is Remove Blog. And you will do this when you want to actually remove the blog totally from your website, as in you don't want it there anymore and you don't want the ability to bring it back. So let's go ahead and click Remove Blog, and it will ask you, are you sure? And it also says that this option will erase all data from your blog, so you cannot recover this. So let's go ahead and click Confirm. And it says, attention, you will need to reload the editor. Let's go ahead and click Confirm. And now we've totally removed the blog from our website. And if I go to the Pages icon and I go into the layout, you'll see that the home page is the only page that's available now in this website. So that's how you go in and use the blog feature in the responsive builder. Have fun building your blog.